I'd like to have a conversation about perspective. In the United States, we consume 137 billion gallons of gas every year. Let's pretend that the gas companies all decided they wanted to put a surcharge on gas of $5 a gallon. So if your $3 gas became $8, you understand that would hurt you economically, and it would raise prices everywhere in the economy. So if they came out and said, we're going to add a surcharge for protection of $5 per gallon, we would collectively lose our minds. And rightly so. $5 a gallon on 137 billion gallons would be about $685 billion. So that's our perspective. $5 a gallon of gas added. In the United States, we allow banking institutions to charge us $187 billion a year on swipe fees. So every time you go to a store and you swipe your card, or every time you swipe your card online, you're charged a fee to the tune of $187 billion a year. Additionally, ATM fees are $7 billion a year, and NSF fees and overdraft fees bring that up to about $20 billion a year. And the last piece is interest rate spreads. And I'll do a larger video on that later to discuss how interest rate spreads work, but just understand that banks take your deposits, they lend that money out, in most cases to the United States government, and they collect interest and give you 0.5%. That in total each year is around $500 billion. All of those combined are around $700 billion. So banks are essentially putting a protection fee on our own money, to spend our own money, to hold our money, to take it out of an ATM and hold it in their own hands. They're adding a protection fee that is charging essentially what is equivalent in our economy to if gas companies were to charge $5 more per gallon of gas for protection. And we have somehow decided that that is okay. We aren't losing our minds because banks have a protection racket going. We aren't losing our minds that that causes the price of everything else to go up because it's our money. Every aspect of our money is being taxed. We don't lose our minds over that because it's been done for the last 50 years. But we could change it. I've prepared a bill, the American Prosperity Card Act, by which we would be able to have essentially public banking. Our deposits would earn those yields instead of our deposits earning banks those yields. It also includes reducing ATM fees and swipe fees so that those are within the realm of reality and we're not getting charged to utilize our own money. That does a couple of things. It frees up money in the economy, yes, absolutely, and it puts money into high velocity hands, meaning that when a bank collects all of that money, they don't spend it right away. It doesn't go immediately back into the economy. It doesn't fuel further growth. It is hoarded by banks. If instead we flipped the script and those yields were going into our pockets, that is high velocity money. That means that money will be spent again into the economy, going into other hands that will spend it again into the economy. That's the velocity of money. The velocity of money, if we control it at the bottom end instead of the top end, will help us to control inflation. And it will give us a more free market as money is utilized to create a free market, free exchange. As I said, I'm going to do a series to break down exactly how all this works, from money creation, how our government creates money, how we give them permission to do that, how that money is put into the system, and then how that money is utilized by us on the consumer end. And once you see all of that, it's going to give you the perspective to see what's going on in our economy and what's been going on in our economy for the last 50 years. You can read more about it on my website where I've laid out the bill, fidescurrency.com, where I break down exactly how it all works. But I will make a video series so I can break it down as simply as I can for everyone. But we need to have that perspective. We need to be able to put on that set of glasses and see how our economy actually works. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Have a great day.